A pair of Idaho Falls police officers were honored Wednesday for exemplifying dedication and professionalism during an officer-involved shooting last summer. Officer Malin Reynolds received the Purple Heart for his actions on June 17th that demonstrated great bravery while facing an armed subject. The suspect shot Reynolds in the chest as he tried to apprehend him. Reynolds' actions follow being shot kept the man from further harming himself or other officers. Officer Bart Whiting received the chief's commendation for his efforts in apprehending the suspect during that June 17th incident. Despite sustaining a knee injury, Whiting made his way to the suspect and handcuffed him to prevent him from continuing to be a threat. The Idaho Falls Police Department was honored to recognize these officers as they are a credit to themselves and the department in keeping with the highest traditions of law enforcement.
I wanted to be a cop my whole life. Ever since I was, ever since I can remember, I've wanted to be a police officer. It's a lot slower paced than, some of the bigger cities, and it does have a small town feel. We know we know a lot of people. The people here are great. They're very supportive of law enforcement for the most part. And I like serving the people of Idaho Falls. I don't hardly have to buy anything. I mean, I do buy some gear because I'm kind of a gear guy and I like that. And that's kind of some of the fun part about being a cop is you get cool gear. It's a great job. It's a great profession. It's a noble profession. You get to go to work every day and do something exciting.
If you are driving with an open container,
yes, sir,
it's a misdemeanor. So you're going to have to go to court and explain what happened.
Yes, sir.
Stand by. Good.
I mean, we have a really strong camaraderie when we're together, and we really enjoy each other's company. But on our days off, some of us do hang out and do things. But my biggest thing is my family. Really lucky to have take-home cars. I really enjoy that. I think that it's good. It helps the community. It creates a bigger police presence. The cars aren't running 24/7. They last longer than they would otherwise. A lot of the guys that I look up to and who do the best police work are normal guys on the street. And you don't have to be a leader to be a leader. There's a lot of patrolmen that work on the beat every day. They take their calls like everyone else. They write the reports like any of us do. They're great examples of what a police officer should be. It's just like any job that I've ever had. You have your regular customers, and we have regular customers too. And they do bad things to good people. We're really looking for good officers. We're looking for good people to come and work for us. We'd love to have some lateral officers, from other agencies come and join us and maybe help us see some of the things that we could be doing more efficiently, and just bring some more ideas. 79-4. AP 79 1042. Good night.
Now you are being detained.
For what?
You're obstructing an investigation.
An investigation into a traffic signal. There's a whole investigation on a traffic signal, by the way. This is IFPD right now. Just yanking, and they reached in, unlocked the door, and grabbed him out.
I didn't say I wouldn't tell you my name. Okay.
Yeah, you refused.
No, I didn't.
I was going to give you a warning, and you turned this into a much bigger deal than it needed to be.
I was asked to provide license, registration, insurance, not just his name. She never asked just his name. Now we're actually, technically her and I are being detained against our will because we can't leave because there's people with guns around us and we can't do anything.
526, what? 77.
And there's 1, 2, how many? Oh, there's a ton of them now, just for a turn signal. That's crazy. But that's okay because we'll file all of this wherever we need to.
Josh, do you have any questions about what's going on? Nope.
Crazy. This is what IFPD does.
No, you don't have any questions, or no, that's not Lauren? Both. Okay.
And that's great.
What's going on is my fucking house is being targeted and harassed. Which house is yours? This one?
This one,
This one?
1310.
Oh, she already knows the address, of course.
You guys.
For a turn signal, this many people? That's crazy.
That's what.
Look, oh, there's another one. How insane. For nothing. For a turn signal, this many cops. Look at all of them. One. See all their badge numbers and everything. Most likely we won't get all the information, but try.
Warrants or what, man? Nope. What's the deal? There's no deal. Huh?
No deal.
No deal?
We're tired of looking. All of us getting, every time we come in and out of my house, we get pulled over. We're not doing anything.
The law states that, by the way, that they can't just reach in your vehicle and unlock it and yank you out of it for no reason. Especially if it's for a turn signal investigation, but that's okay.
Actually, in my personal vehicle.
What about it?
It's a personal
Hey, ma'am.
vehicle.
I can record this. I'm allowed to.
I know.
No
Okay,
state
thanks.
will sue.
You have to
Can I
have
get some ID?
No, I don't need to give you my ID because there's no reason for it.
So,
I don't have to give you my ID.
hold on.
Wearing a
You
seatbelt,
weren't
yes you
wearing a
do.
seatbelt. That's an infraction. You need to give me your ID.
No, I don't need to give you my ID.
Yes you do.
No, I don't.
Do we need to put
Under
that
the
in?
law,
You're gonna end up in the same situation.
under the law, I don't have to give you my ID because I don't have
I'm
to.
gonna set you in my vehicle,
I just told
okay?
you failed to identify yourself.
How do you know I wasn't wearing a seatbelt? I've been
You
stopped
haven't
for a
been
while.
seatbelt since we were over here.
How do you know
Because
that?
I was on the passenger side this whole time.
Yeah,
We're
but
about
we
to
just
break
pulled
the
up
window.
to go
Ma'am,
to.
open the door.
If you break that window and get glass all over me and hurt me like that, I will sue the shit out of you.
Listen, he does
Listen.
not want his window broken.
Okay.
Please unlock your door.
Just
or
open
we're
the
gonna break
door.
window.
Wow, I hope all of you get in deep shit. Don't give me the 1-2 countdown anyway.
Okay, step out
That's
of the car.
bullshit.
Get out of the car.
So, I'm not acting like a
Get out of
kid.
the car.
I'm acting like a citizen without any rights, obviously, because I'm being yanked out of a car for a seatbelt. If my phone gets broken, I'm suing the shit out of you. Oh, take the phone, of course, because you know what? Hey, stop it. Give me my phone back. Oh my god, it's okay, thanks. Now you guys owe me a phone, too.
Don't.
No, I'm not. Yeah, you just threw my phone for what?
Stop.
For what? Why did you throw my phone? For a seatbelt?
You're not.
This is for a seatbelt?
Yes.
This is the treatment I get for a seatbelt.
Yes, absolutely.
Ow, you're fucking gonna break my arm. You let go of my fucking arm. I'm not, but you're twisting my fucking arm up so hard that it fucking hurts.
Because you keep resisting.
No, I'm standing here still.
Just relax.
How is this resisting?
Relax.
I'm relaxed,
Just
but my
relax.
arms are being pulled up beyond what they need to be pulled up.
Because you're not relaxing.
I can't relax with my arms being yanked up like that. What do you want me to do?
Yes, you can. Relax. That's all you have to do is
So
relax.
I feel safe with a bunch of people with guns around me right now, like attacking me over seatbelts? No.
I know.
If you
So
feel
I'm
like you're-
supposed to feel
if you
safe
feel like
right now?
you're being attacked, then you've got
I am being.
major
I was
problems.
yanked out of a car for a seatbelt.
You got
Feel
major
safe
issues.
driving without a seatbelt?
I wasn't
Apparently you
driving.
do.
I wasn't driving, and we just pulled up here. Oh yeah, around the corner. I felt safely that we would get to this corner just fine without the seatbelt, so
Did
I took
somebody
it
get
off.
your ID, ma'am, or are we going to have to go through this same rigmarole with you? Okay, do you have an ID
Over
on
a
you?
traffic
you have any
Do you have
violation.
anything with your name on it? Do you have like a bank card or
Why are you gonna
a
search me?
library card
Because
or
right
anything?
now you are under arrest for resisting.
For resisting and
For failing to
obstructing.
identify. Okay.
I have a knife on my in my
Lauren?
pocket.
Which pocket?
The other one.
Lauren,
Your jacket pocket?
please just calm down.
What's your name?
Okay.
I understand you're frustrated. I understand Josh
This is
frustrated.
harassment though, because all we're doing
Listen,
is pulling
I
up to a
understand
house.
you. I understand you feel that way. But the
Well,
officers
why
are
are we
trying
being
to
harassed?
they're trying
So-
to explain to you what's going on, but you won't calm down long enough for them
Okay,
to.
well, I would like an
Can I explain it
explanation.
to you?
Yeah, I
Okay.
would like an
Listen.
explanation.
Okay, we were behind you. He failed to signal at the stop sign, and he failed to signal when he pulled over. That's an infraction. If you're pulled over, listen, let me finish. If you're pulled over,
I'm
you're
getting
required to
arrested.
provide your driver's license. All right. I walked up to the passenger side of the vehicle. You were not wearing a seatbelt.
That's after we had already pulled over here.
You're also required to provide identification.
For what? I wasn't in. I wasn't operating a vehicle.
Seatbelt doesn't matter. You're not wearing a seatbelt.
So I have to have identification for not wearing a seatbelt.
Yes, because that's an infraction.
But I took it off because we were close enough to the house to where I felt it was okay to take it off because we were going to get out.
Okay, that's besides the point.
Okay, well that is not.
You're required to identify yourself.
I'm required to identify myself or provide an ID. Because I could identify myself,
either would have been fine.
But you wanted my driver's license.
Okay. But why couldn't
That's what I was asked for.
Okay, but why didn't you say, I don't have my ID, but here's my name. Here's my date of birth.
You said I want your driver's license. Specifically, or we're going to break your window.
But now we're getting petty with it, okay?
Let's split some hairs, okay?
Let's just go. What? You can't take me to fucking jail for not. Okay, to put me on phone, okay? That's okay. Wait, just wait. No.
I'm gonna go confirm the warrant.
My phone got broken.
Yeah, do you have any warrants right now? You don't have any warrants or anything? Okay.
How much information should you receive from public officials about crime and emergencies? That's what this story is about. And to set it up, let's go back to October when I asked Idaho Falls Mayor Rebecca Casper about transparency during an EastIdahoNews.com election forum.
You know, transparency is such a popular concept. It actually refers to how open and understandable and accessible your government is. We have a new and improved website. We participate in apps that help citizens access information. We maintain a wide variety of social media pages. We participate in sending out press releases, sometimes multiple press releases in a single day, just to share with the public what kinds of things are going on.
Casper was proud of the fact that this city sometimes sends out multiple press releases a day. But last month, when the police department sent out multiple press releases about different circumstances, she had a problem with it, according to emails and text messages obtained by EastIdahoNews.com. It was January 22nd. An 11-year-old boy didn't show up to school, so IFPD sent out an alert at 9:30 a.m., and the child was found at Walmart a short time later. At 10:30 a.m., another news release from the PD about Jed Hall, a distraught teenager who left his home with firearms. Police didn't believe Hall was a danger to others, but Westside schools were locked down as a precaution. Unfortunately, Jed is still missing. Several hours later, on the same day, the police department sent one more release about slick roads, asking drivers to use caution after 15 crashes happened. The next day, emails obtained through a public records request show Casper emailed Police Chief Johnson, "I have some mild concern about all of the news out of the department yesterday, the multiple press releases on the child who was missing for a few hours, and the multiple releases about the vehicle that also caused schools to shelter in place cumulatively made an impression on residents. I worry about the anxiety level," and this was capped off by another release urging residents to stay home because of poor weather, slick roads. I am all for informing residents when warranted, but we may need to look at thresholds. Too much sharing of troublesome info can become its own problem. Troublesome information, 2 missing children, 1 who is still missing, and 15 crashes? In the email, the mayor requests a meeting with Johnson, and he agreed. But a few hours later, an Idaho Falls police officer shoots and kills Shane McVeigh after investigators say he ran from them and held up a weapon. Johnson was on the scene.
The suspect
So was Public Information Officer Holly Cook, who provided timely information to EastIdahoNews.com and other media. A news release went out, and then the mayor emailed Johnson and Cook. I would prefer that we message minimally on this story from here on out. It appears that we've already put out 2 news flashes on this, and that should be enough for today. I'm anxious that we convey a sense of order. That this is being turned over to ISP is enough. Pumping out 7 or more news releases and a press conference within 48 hours is a lot. I never want to convey a sense of disorder in our community, and a barrage of messages may start to do that. Cook responded, I've only submitted 1 news release, so I'm not sure to what you're referring. All I have done today is facilitate media interviews, put out 1 news flash and press release. I've also put out 2 tweets regarding traffic in the area. The mayor also sent this text message to Johnson. After the wild day we had yesterday, my sense is that whatever you do to tone things down and convey a sense of order will be very important. Johnson responds, yes, we will still need to talk about yesterday. There are compelling safety reasons why we talked about all three of the events. 2 hours later, a drive-by shooting was reported to police, and Johnson sent this text message to the mayor. When you can, please give me a call. We have had a drive-by shooting this evening and we'll need to get some info out on that. Information was never sent to media outlets about the shooting, and the next morning at 5:05 a.m., Johnson sent this message to Casper. Sorry, but there's more. There were 2 armed robberies early this morning. The same suspect did both robberies. We were able to identify and apprehend the robber, so he is in custody. We will need to put information out on this as well. Casper responds, wow, if we have apprehended the suspect, why do we need to put information out right away? Can't this just be part of the daily summary? I'm not opposed to sharing information, it is just that not each and every incident merits its own press release. Johnson writes back, armed robbery is one of the most serious person crimes that there is. It is just a step below murder or aggravated sexual assault. Having 2 committed in short order is even more serious. That the robberies occurred will already be out there in the rumor mill and social media. It is important to get the accurate information out, especially that the suspect is in custody, so there is no ongoing threat to the community. Casper responds, if there is no immediate threat to the public, the report can wait until we put out the summary of daily activity. Johnson says, I will do what you ask, but I think we do need to talk. The one way to ensure that crime happens is to not be aware of it. The entire philosophy of community-oriented policing is that crime is a community problem, and the community and police have to work together to solve it. That can't happen if the community doesn't know the reality of what occurs. And Casper responds, for the most part I agree. I am not suggesting that we do not share the news. I just believe that we can limit our press releases to a single summary notice each day. We can deviate from that when immediate public safety is threatened. The Idaho Falls Police Department never sent anything out on the armed robberies, but the Bonneville County Sheriff's Office did. Both agencies were involved in the investigation, and police spokeswoman Holly Cook tells me the Sheriff's Office offered to do the release because the IFPD was so busy. A few days later, the mayor met with Johnson, Cook, and other city public information officers. Then, on February 5th, Johnson went before the city council and explained the police department media policy. That's when I caught up with him and Mayor Casper. Is there anything that you want to clear up?
Well, no, because to me, there's no story there. I had questions, I asked questions, got answers to questions, and we move forward.
Do you understand how the public might think, well, this is kind of alarming? Why wouldn't the mayor pick up the phone and call the chief and say, what's going on here?
In fact, we did. We had multiple phone calls. We exchanged a couple of emails. The email served to in one case, lead to the phone call that led to the meeting. We had lots of communication, as is appropriate between a supervisor and a supervisee. There was one message over on one message that went out that I received about 8 different notifications. That seemed at the time overwhelming, and it was like, that's when I hopped on and sent an email saying, "Are we? What's going on? Why is there so much going out?"
You're fine. They don't have to run news releases by you.
No, I don't have time to. Once in a while, I'll work with a news release just to add my quote or to do an edit for grammar.
If it concerns your department, but as far as police,
we have a PIO for that department that works with the chief, and they do that work.
What do you take of the mayor's questioning, and are you guys on the same page now?
Yeah, and I think we always were on the same page. She loves her city. I love the city too. I'm kind of new here though, right? I've been here about 5 months, and so you want to build that over time. Unfortunately, we had everything kind of happen right there at once, and so we had to do some stuff right on the fly. She's my boss, and that's the way it's designed, right? She's answerable to the people, I'm answerable to her. But as we talked and we talked through everything, she understood exactly what I was trying to say. So I learned a long time ago that the public's going to find out what you're doing eventually, no matter what you do, right? I'm a public servant. This is a public organization. It's going to become public knowledge. And so, you know, our philosophy is to just be upfront and honest and say, here's what we're up to, here's what's happening, and get as much information out as quickly as we can.
Johnson and Casper say the communication issue has been resolved. And Johnson says he does not want an adversarial relationship with the media or the public. The chief says he is committed to releasing information, even if it means more than one news release on certain days. Reporting in Idaho Falls, I'm Nate Eaton, EastIdahoNews.com.